Plaintiff Chiquita Allen says the defendant is her oldest child. And at age 16, the defendant got caught up with the wrong crowd and was arrested after he recorded a fight and put it on Facebook Live. She's suing because she loaned her son money to hire lawyers and has yet to be repaid. Defendant Javion Burton admits that while in school, he was peer pressured to videotape a fight, and ultimately it led to his arrest. Javion claims after he was released from house arrest, he started going to school, got new friends, and got a job. Javion denies owing his mother for anything.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Javion is my oldest, my firstborn. I love my son dearly. I would do any and everything for my son, and he knows that. Javion got involved in hanging around the wrong people. He started partying. His grades had started slipping. He got to hanging around the wrong crowd.
At what age?
16. And that led him to falling behind in his grades in school. That's when, I was finding out. I was taking him to school, and the school would call me, telling me that he's not there.
Is it high school?
Yes.
What type of high school is it?
It was an alternative school. And
alternative for those academically motivated or high achievers?
Academically motivated.
Okay.
And I was dropping him off just
so
about...
So a good school people want to go to?
Yes.
Okay.
I was dropping him off just basically like every day.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays was the days that he wouldn't go. I found out that he was smoking weed. He was hanging out with a group of girls that meant no good, nothing but trouble.
Girls ain't nothing but trouble?
Trouble. The girls that he was hanging out with.
Oh, that he was hanging out with?
Yes, just the girls that he was hanging out with was nothing but trouble. So he was hanging around with the girls. I approached him about that once I found out that he was skipping school. And that led him...
Where would they go? Somebody's house? Or?
No, one of the females had a car, and they would just ride around, smoke, and... do whatever they desired to do. Okay,
so how did you all resolve it or deal with it?
Well, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I told him that he needed to go to school. In order for him to stay in my house, he would have to give me a high school diploma, which he did that, and I'm grateful that he did that.
Good.
But he still was ending up, shortly after he got his high school diploma, he still ended up hanging out with the same girls. Before
getting his diploma, had he arranged for anything after that? Community college, skilled trade, university?
He did that. He went and signed up community college because he wanted to study. He liked science.
So far, everything sounds good. Let me hear from you, young man. He sounds fine young man to me.
Smoke a little weed, that's nothing.
It is as a minor. Shouldn't smoke weed as a minor, just like you shouldn't drink as a minor. Go ahead.
I'm from the west side of Chicago, and at the time, the school I was attending, it was a lot of pressure to hang with a particular crowd. Because
what school?
On the west side.
That's not a magnet school?
No.
All right, you say you would get a lot of pressure to do wrong. Anybody know the school he's talking about? Is that an alternative? Is that a good school or not? Okay, it's a tough school. All right. So you under a lot of pressure by who? Guys, girls?
Both guys, girls, teachers.
Okay.
Teachers. The teachers.
All right. So go ahead. As a result, what?
And there was a lot of fights during when I was attending that school. And what we would often do sometimes, we would record the fights. And, it'll probably be, somebody that had more popularity than me. What we would do, we'll go around recording the fights like, hey, he got beat up. And what we'll do, we'll laugh about it. And that's what I did to hang. That's how I started out hanging with, the popular people. So at the end of all of it, it actually, I ended up, catching a criminal case with these people. And that's when I started slacking in my grades. And
did your mother knew about your case?
Yeah, she knew about
it. What kind of case was it?
Assault.
Okay. And you start slacking on your grades. How'd you turn things around?
When I was released off house arrest, electronic monitoring, I obtained a position at Portillo's. I'm a cook, and I attend Harold Washington, and I study biology. So I often hang with classmates, and you know, we participate in activities in school, or I also pick up more hours at Portillo's, or I train new incoming employees.
Okay, you sound like a fine young man to me. And one of the things I want to make an observation about, ma'am, and others who are viewing, when you're in a tough neighborhood going to tough schools, you're one or two things. You're either predator or you're prey.
Right.
And that was the case in my neighborhood and all the other tough neighborhoods that I've known of. To get through there, you're going to either get robbed all the time, or you got to find a way to fit in and be cool and be with the popular people who will keep you from getting robbed, or just jumped on for whatever reason, or preyed on for whatever reason. Just people just like to fight now. You disrespected me the way you looked at me, or they get jealous, or you got gym shoes and they don't. There's a lot of pressure in the average public school in a tough neighborhood. So I say that to say, ma'am, it's hard. He sounds like he's made it out. So what you suing for today?
Yeah, as of April of 2016, Javion was hanging around with the girls that he got in trouble with. They assaulted another female. He video recorded the fight on Facebook Live.
That was over a year ago, right?
Yes.
Video on Facebook Live.
And that's what got him in trouble. So by him being with them, he was accomplice to an assault. So they were trying to charge my son with a felony. Me being the mother that I am, loving that my son, that knowing that he made a mistake, I reached out to help my son. Shortly after he got home from house arrest, I made him sign a promissory note because he lied. He just lied to you and said that I knew that he got in trouble. No, I didn't. I did not know that he got in trouble until the police came to my house knocking on my door looking for him.
That's when you knew.
That's when I found out.
Okay, but you did. No, he didn't say when you found out. He said you knew.
Okay.
All right, what is it he owes you for?
He owes me for paying his lawyer fees.
Okay. Good
He
enough.
didn't have any money. So that's where I came in at to help him.
How much?
$3,000.
All right, let me see it. And what is the $900 for?
The $900 is for, I sent him $100 every week. I sent him $50 for the phone, $50 for his commissary.
You sent him $100 a week?
Yes. Yes.
I wish you'd been my mother when I was in jail. I had zero. That's rough. And that was for 11 months. Zero. All right. And let me just make an observation again about this Facebook Live stuff. Here you get and go to jail for it, just for filming it. The guy, I think I may have mentioned before, he's waiting on a store to open in the wrong neighborhood, and he video, I hope they hurry up and come open this door. Instead of going somewhere and hiding and whatever, he's videotaping himself talking about he on the lookout. And sure enough, you see the car drive by while he got the videotape. Pow, 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 pow. He dies.
Wow.
On Facebook Live.
On Facebook
Yeah, the
Live.
guy last week on Facebook Live, he got shot in his neck. Blood is coming out. And he's on Facebook Live saying, I'm bleeding too much, y'all. I'm bleeding too much. Instead of trying to put a compress to stop the bleeding or calling 911, using that phone to call 911, instead of taping yourself dying, I'm losing too much blood. No, he died right on Facebook Live. Young rapper, not gonna mention his name, but he had this little back and forth with another kid. I think they might have been affiliated with two different street organizations, and typically called gangs. So he's on his bicycle, he talking stuff. And, yeah, I'm here, come get me. You want to do this and that? I ain't hard to find. I'm here on such and such street and such street. Yeah, I ain't scared. 10 minutes later, ta, 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 dead. Told him to come get him. He on Facebook Live, showing exactly where he's at.
Yeah.
All right. What's your defense to paying your mother?
I feel like I do not owe her these
Why?
loans because she told me if I could, when I got off electronic money in December, she told me that if I could get my life back together and get assigned back in school and attain a position, that she would forgive the loans.
That's not what I told you.
Yeah, you misunderstood.
That's not what I told
That's
you.
not what she told you.
That's not what I
She
told
said
you.
if you get yourself together and get your job and the education going,
told you I
you'll be
wanted
able
my
to
money
afford to pay her back. That's what she said.
I don't know
afford.
I don't know if it's the cigarettes, Your Honor, but
No, it's
Sorry,
not.
don't you say nothing about your mother in here now. Now
Sure better not.
Don't you say nothing about your mother now. She sent you commissary and got you a lawyer. I had to use a court-appointed lawyer and got 0 commissary, sir. Young
Walked
man.
away with a
And
misdemeanor.
my mother would call the police on me regularly. Anything happened in the neighborhood, she said, call him, come check my son out. Because he's a thug. And he does this and he does that. It's for real, seriously. All right, what you gonna do when you finish college? Type of work you want to do?
I was thinking about construction.
What type of construction do you want to do? You want to develop, or you want to rehab homes, or you want to help build on location? What do you have any idea what you think you would like?
I mean, I heard just being a regular flagger was like part of construction. That's something I wanted to do.
All right. Well, do that. All right. You start out as a flagger, making sure people don't run into the construction site, and then, all right, move on up. You want to set your sights higher. Anything from you? You wanted to tell me one more thing?
Yes, I also have the receipts from his lawyer that I also have made payments to him.
No, we know he owes $3,900 is your judgment. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just want him to do better, make the right decisions. Make sure that he think before he do stuff, because he would have never been in the situation that he in if he would have used his head. That's it, that's all. I teach him better than that, and I wish him nothing but success. But paying me back my money wasn't no joke. I wanted my money because that was my hard-earned money that I stretched out to help my son in his time of need.
This is ridiculous. When do you ever hear about somebody having to pay their mother back? You know, that's what mothers are for.
He's still in denial. He's still in denial.